Welcome. Welcome to this special program celebrating the World Water Day. As part of its activities, the Ministry of Water Resources has held some programs. One of it is this one for today, this special interview with the Minister for Water Resources. On Thursday, we had a project launch. It was titled the Accelerating Access to Rural Sanitation in Nigeria. And on Friday, we had a health walk that took place from the Eagle Square to the NTA grounds. And today we have this special interview with the Minister for Water Resources, who will be speaking on the theme of the World Water Day, which is water and climate change. Here with us is the Minister, Engineer Suleiman Hussein Adamu. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're going to start this by getting to know you, first of all, the man that is in charge of drinkable water.
Well, my name is Suleiman Hussein Adamu.
Okay.
I'm a civil engineer by profession, a graduate of Honourable University, Zaria, and the University of Reading in the UK.
Okay.
I did my postgraduate studies.
Okay.
I started my early life working first for the Federal Capital Development Authority, and then I moved to the Kano State Government, where I worked in an agency called Water Resources Engineering and Construction Agency.
Okay.
And after a couple of years, I now decided to go into private practice as a consultant, and that's been my business until November 2015, when I was appointed Minister by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay. What has it been like working for yourself and then being the minister now?
Working for yourself is a lot easier.
Yeah.
You have your time to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can schedule your life. You can spend money the way you want. You can prepare whatever assets you want.
That's true.
I didn't have to go through code of conduct, fill all the forms that I had to when I became minister. I was a free citizen. I didn't have to move around with a lot of security people around
That's
me.
true.
And I could sleep whenever I wanted and wake up whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
But in public service is not like that. You are at the beck of call of the public 24/7.
Yeah.
And you have certain codes of conduct that you must abide by.
Okay.
And all sorts of things. So you no longer have yourself.
Well, first of all, let us begin by talking about the World Water Day. What does it mean?
Well, this day has been commemorated
Okay.
for years now, and
Okay.
every year there's usually a theme. I think the main thing is to always bring to the attention of the world that water is an important commodity, is the basic ingredient of life, and as the saying goes, water is life. And the truth is, a lot of people and societies have been taking water for granted. And it's important for the world to know that water is a very precious commodity, more precious than oil or gold or anything you can think of. So it's a way of reminding people of the importance of water. Over 90% of our body fluid is water.
Yes.
The entire creation emerged out of water. All the civilizations that we've known over time were developed around water bodies, rivers or lakes or floodplains and so on and so forth. And every year United Nations picks certain themes. Some years ago it was water and jobs, in which the world was made to understand that probably over 70% of the jobs in this world have connection with water, one way or the other.
Okay.
And and this year we have the water and climate change, and there's a strong connection between water and climate change. Sometimes climate change makes it that there is scarcity of water in certain areas, and then climate change also brings about floods and so on, and there is a huge deluge of water problems. So there's a strong connection.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought up the word climate change, because I need you to explain to our viewers what climate change is and how come it impacts on water.
Well, you know, climate change simply means that the situation, weather situations, climate situations change drastically from the way we used to know them. I mean, if you have grown up, you have lived a number of years, you know, you see certain patterns about rainfall or about winter, about the seasons and so on. And before you could predict to some level of accuracy when the rains will start, when they will end, how much rainfall will come, based on previous records. And then suddenly things are happening that we're seeing unexpected spikes here and there, whether or dips, as the case may be. Sometimes, you know, glaciers are melting. Here we have sometimes the rains come very early, and they have been going in for much longer than they used to. And then also because over time, like some of our rivers have not been used to getting the amount of water they get during the rains, so you see unprecedented flooding and so on. So these are some of they are unexpected climate situations, different from the way we used to know them.
Okay. Because of these climatic changes, we have problems with having enough water for the population. So what is your ministry doing about having enough water or getting us enough water?
Well, you know, basically in this country, we've never been classified as a water scarce country.
Okay.
We're only classified as an economically water scarce country.
What is the difference?
Yeah, that is to say that per capita, if we are going to divide the entire water resources we have in the country, each citizen has 1,800 cubic meters per year, whereas the minimum that is required is 1,000 cubic meters per year. So what we have with 1,000, you see, we almost have twice. But the challenge is there are certain areas of this country that have very scarce water, and there are other areas that have more water than they need. So the challenge is to try to balance, you know, to ensure that we manage the water resources in such a way that we have an equitable distribution and that people are able to get it. And that is where the problem lies. That's why it's economically scarce, because we do not have the adequate resources. And it's not something that you can do overnight to redistribute this water. Over time, the last 40, 50 years, since the drought of 1973, successive administrations have done quite well in trying to harness some of the water resources to ensure that certain areas have all year round availability of water through construction of dams and so on. So currently we have like over 240 dams built by the federal government. But again, the flooding aspect also for those areas that have flooding is also a major problem, and it's more difficult to manage floods than it is to really address this issue of scarcity if you can find the water. But where you can't find the water at all, then we have a serious problem.
And then let's talk about pollution now. You know, we have increased populations and so on, and with increased population there is depletion of, you know, water, and then we're adding pollution and so on. So what are you doing to let the population know that, you know?
Well, you know, we have 6 and I think going to 12 regional water quality laboratories. I know 6 are functioning, and the other 6 are, I think we've completed the construction and they're being equipped. These regional laboratories do water quality surveillance at random, and at least they're able to bring to the attention of users the level of pollution. But unfortunately, we don't, as the Ministry of Water, does not have the power to enforce any regulations against pollution. That's in the purview of other agencies. But the best we can do is to highlight, and we have the necessary infrastructure around to do that. The worst case is groundwater pollution, which you mentioned. Now, that is one reason why we are trying to devolve responsibility for instance, licensing, borehole drilling, and so on to state governments, just like the way they do for building plans, building approvals, and so on, so that they can regulate this use of groundwater. If not, we are not only depleting, but also because we have no mechanism of monitoring and controlling the proliferation of these wells, they are bound to have problem with pollution. We hope, we have an outstanding business with the National Assembly regarding the National Water Resources Bill, which we hope will be passed into law. A lot of people have a lot of misunderstanding about that bill, but that bill will go a long way in alleviating some of these problems.
What does the bill say?
Well, there are so many aspects. First of all, the bill is an agglomeration of existing laws.
Okay.
The National Water Resources Act 2004,
Okay.
the River Basin Development Act, the Development Authorities Act, the National Water Resources Institute Act, and the Nigeria Hydrological Services Act.
Okay.
And then there are a couple of issues like the concept of integrated water resources management, the need to have catchment offices so that people can have a say in development of water resources projects within their own areas.
Okay.
Then there's also the issue of trying to empower farmers to be involved in the management of irrigation systems owned by the federal government, maybe at secondary and tertiary level. And then there is the aspect of regulation, having a farm regulatory agency for the water sector, just like you have for the power sector, as a way of attracting the private sector into the business of water supply and water resources in general.
Okay, let's say the market woman or the man in the farm, they're not going to listen to you about pollution, or they don't know enough about pollution to be able to want to do something. So how are you educating them? What are you doing to pass down the information?
Well, again, you see, it's difficult to do these things at federal level because the communities are in the states.
Yes.
What we are trying to do is to increase our own interface with the states,
Okay.
increase collaboration,
Okay.
and then using our regional our agencies like the River Basin Development Authority that are everywhere. We are now creating offices for specific aspects of what we are doing. For instance, we are promoting the open defecation campaign program, where all the river basins, we are now asking them to also key in that their mandate should not be limited to providing irrigation facilities, but they should be doing all the things that the ministry is doing.
Okay.
So, and then, like I said, if we have this, eventually we have a law and we're able to put this catchment management offices, which will comprise representatives from states, from communities, and so on. That is a level at which they can be empowered to now address some of these issues. Issues like soil degradation, deforestation, and so on that have impact on our rivers and our lakes. These are the kind of things that we will be dealing with. And until we have that in place, it's very, very difficult to start doing these things, to say that, at federal level that we'll be able to coordinate all these things. A few people, those that really understand will understand, those that are aware will be aware, but a lot of people will not appreciate what is being done.
I know that industrialization also contributes to the climate change, and we have a lot of industries burning fossil fuel, and nobody is there is no regulation really in place. Or let me not say no regulation, nobody's really taking most of them are not aware of these regulations, not to talk of obeying them.
Yes, I agree there is a need for continued dissemination of information, but the ministry that deals essentially with climate change issues, the Ministry of Environment, and I believe that there is need for more engagement with everybody. But if you look at what we call national independently determined contribution, that is what Nigeria decided to do as its own contribution to climate change under the COP21 agreement. We have agreed to reduce the use of fossil fuel. We are now investing a lot of money in solar. Even as a ministry here, we have taken a position that a lot of our pumping systems, especially irrigation and water supply systems, that we're converting them to solar. Or at least any new scheme that we have now is where we are really seriously looking at solar to provide the energy. And that way we limit our spending and use of diesel and what have you. So it's important that people understand, and I believe that government is a process that requires a lot of things are not done without doing a lot of stakeholder negotiation and consultation and so on. At some point, very soon, I'm sure we'll begin to see specific laws and rules and regulations governing some of these environmental issues that we have that have direct impact on climate change.
Okay. I know that some of this, the activities of Boko Haram and the rest of it, have an impact also in getting potable water and then sanitation facilities also. So let's just talk about this.
Yeah, in the Northeast,
Yes.
First of all, the biggest challenge we have associated with climate change is the drying of the Lake Chad.
Yes.
This is a lake that used to be 25,000 square kilometers in the 60s, but in recent years, talking about the 80s, 90s, and the 90s now, it has shrunk. At one point, it shrunk to as low as 10% of its original size, to about 2,500 square kilometers. And we're doing a lot to try to see how we can save the lake from extinction. Options are on ground. And the shrinkage of the Lake Chad has been a major catalyst for this Boko Haram insurgency, because this is a region, an area. Lake Chad supports about 40 million people in so many ways, not just about drinking, but the economic activities around and so on. Farmers, herdsmen, and other traders, and what have you, And this shrinkage of the lake gradually brought a lot of lots of opportunities for young people, and that made them go into these terrorist activities. So we're working on that, but we're working to see how we can save the lake. But this is a medium to long-term solution. But in the interim, there are quite a number of things that have been done. In addition to what the development partners are doing on climate resilience and adaptation programs for the region, we as a ministry, I think we're the first under this administration to create a budget line just to support the IDPs in the Northeast. And I can tell you, in the last 4 years, we've built over 173 water schemes and about 200 plus or 100 and something sanitation facilities for IDPs and communities that have been, whose villages and towns have been liberated and have been able to go back, but only to find their water infrastructure vandalized. We've gone back to support and make sure that we put them back. So our attention has been on the wash sector, water supply, sanitation, and hygiene.
Wash. What is wash? Wash and pre-wash. What does that mean?
Wash is simply water supply, sanitation, and hygiene. Water, sanitation, and hygiene. The two go together. You cannot have adequate hygiene without water.
Yes.
And therefore, under this administration, we have decided that this cannot be separated. In any case, even the United Nations recognizes that. That is why Goal 6 has sub-goals 6.1 and 6.2. 6.1 is for water supply, 6.2 is for sanitation. And we're working in tandem, because we've subscribed to the Sustainable Development Goals. So what we're doing, although we have two separate departments, one in charge of water supply and the other in charge of sanitation, but we've made sure that the two of them are working together, like Siamese twins. So going forward, whatever we're doing in terms of provision of water supply, we accompany with complementing with the sanitation component. And our program, the Partnership for Expanding Water, Sanitation and Hygiene, which we call the PWAS program, even the ODF program, making Nigeria open defecation free by 2025, we have incorporated these two aspects of water and sanitation together.
Now let's talk about what's happening, and that's the COVID-19 and water. Because they're asking people to, take a lot of water, wash your hands and so on. What's your advice?
You see, obviously, you can see the nexus between water and sanitation there. It's very, very important. You need water to hydrate yourself.
True.
And then you need water to clean up. And it's very, very important. We have been, every year we have this hand washing campaign. It's a national campaign. We call it National Hand Washing Day. It's an international day for hand washing. Okay. And if everybody understands the need to do that, and more so now, we're at lesser risk of this coronavirus. So this is the time when each and every one of us should be conscious about sanitation. Make sure you sanitize yourself, find the water to clean yourself. Whatever you do, you need to clean your clothes, because the virus clings to clothes for about 9-10 hours. You need to wash your hands, and not using sanitizer, but get a soap and wash your hands. So sanitation is key to fighting coronavirus, and it's very, very important that we key into that. We understand the need to keep, and we do that yesterday.
Well, you've heard it from the minister. Take care of yourself personally. They are putting so much into providing us with water, drinkable water. So it's left to us to be able to be effective in our sanitation, in helping the government keep us water or hydrated. And the businesses also, we're calling upon the businesses to be effective in their waste disposal, so that they will take care of the climate and the atmosphere we all share. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a good day. Happy Water Day.
The minister is working assiduously in the revitalization of the WASH Action Plan, focusing on the two key elements of water and sanitation for the rural sector and stopping open defecation. Clean Nigeria, use the toilets.
Do you want to buy good quality and original pumping machines with warranty? Kindly contact Overman Pumps Limited for all sizes of domestic and industrial pumping machines, as well as electronic motors. Overman markets, service and install all sizes of water and oil pumping machines. Overman Pump Limited is also expert on all levels of water works, water engineering and rehabilitation related contracts.
Administration engaged the services of a renowned modern supplier of water equipment. The Overman pumps swing into action, and within 3 weeks of signing the contract, supplied 9 submersible pumps that have the capacity of producing more than 300 million liters of water per day.
Offices at Lagos, Abuja, Enugu and Kaduna. For more information, call 0803-320-7819 or visit the website at www.overmanpumps.com. Overman Pumps Limited. Water is life.